Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
This is my final MAFS-related interview.
What sort of villain gets that?
It's Australia's reaction. It's an
This
exclusive.
is an exclusive. That's hitting the cutting room floor, bro.
Caused a lot of drama and it never got aired. It just went nuts.
Hello and welcome back to Reality, where we talk all things reality TV. I'm Selina.
I'm Taku.
Welcome. We're shooting on the beautiful Gadigal land. We've got an amazing guest today.
Tell us about it.
This person was my favourite from season 10. The moment I saw her, I was like, that's my girl.
That's going to be your girl.
That's
Come
going to
on.
be my girl.
She still is.
She still is.
Yeah, man, we actually had her on the last season, actually.
Yes.
And yeah, listen, she was
know.
coupled up then.
Yes.
She's single now,
Yes.
but still the same girl.
She
You know what I'm
is.
saying? Still the same energy. Everybody help me welcome Tahnee.
Tahnee, welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
It's
I
beautiful.
wasn't here last time when you were
No,
here.
you weren't.
Yeah.
So welcome to you as well.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
amazing.
We should really be
Guys,
saying welcome,
honestly.
Selina.
For real.
Welcome, Selina. But no, girl, thanks so much for making the time to come through, man. It's beautiful. You're looking great, radiant. Come on now, energy is right.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's what we like.
She's glowing.
Come on
I
now.
love that.
What you been up to?
Honestly, just been. I feel like it's so cliche and so wanky to say like being so busy, but like genuinely have just been so busy.
She's
I've been
booked
like
and busy.
traveling.
Yes. You've been to
just
Thailand?
Thailand, which was amazing. Have
Yep.
to take you next time because it's just so.
I know.
It's so fun.
Because you're half Thai.
Yes, half Thai. So I hadn't been back since before COVID. I was literally in Thailand and then COVID was lingering. It was like, what's this weird disease? And I was like, I'm in Thailand. And then it was like, nah, done, no travel. So I got like one holiday just before everything closed. So it was really nice to go back and see family, friends, and like there was like kids that were born that I hadn't met. Like it was a whole thing. So it was really
so
beautiful.
beautiful and wholesome.
That's nice, man. I love that girl. You
Yeah.
know, like it's something, man, about going back home. You know what I mean? It's just good, man, just for spiritual healing, if anything.
Totally.
You know
It's
what
just
I mean?
such a good vibe. You just feel like, it feels like home.
I always tell people, man, even though like they might have been born here and like they're from somewhere else, I think, and they're like, I don't really have anything to go there for. You do have a little something to go there for, because I'm like, hey, that's the motherland. Your body knows when it's home.
You're
You know what I'm
Yeah, so
saying? Like there's
true.
something that's really unspoken about doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
But I want to say, like, for anyone that wants to travel in Southeast Asia and explore there, I feel like Thailand's a really good starter.
Perfect.
Don't you think?
Because you've got the city and then you've got the
Yes.
beach. So you had the best of
Yes.
both worlds.
Yeah.
It's pretty safe. I've
Yeah.
never had issues in Thailand. And it's just, there's like shopping. There's like, you can just
beautiful
sit at a
beaches.
resort.
Exactly.
So much you can do. And it's really kid safe as well.
Yes.
Like if you want to take kids there, there's
Yeah.
so much to do. So I find it's a good one because everyone's like Bali, Bali, Bali. I'm like,
yes.
overrated.
So
like love Bali.
overrated. Yeah,
overrated.
same.
But like Thailand, there's just so much more
There's so much more
culture
soul.
and just so much more soul. And I think
Yep.
with places like Bali, it's really like gentrified and very like Aussies have taken over. Whereas
Yes.
Thailand, it's really you're with the Thai people.
Yeah.
You know?
I love
Right,
it.
right.
Love.
Nah,
love.
man, that's beautiful, man. And the reunion, okay? But I think let's just it's a lot to unpack, but just in general, how have you seen, or like what's your thoughts on this year's season of MAFS?
I've been enjoying this year's. I think they've really brought drama every single week, which I can appreciate as a viewer. I would have hated to be experiencing that and filming all that because it's just, I mean, you've been through it, Selena, and it's just a lot. And they were like, every single week there was a scandal, there was a drama, there was this. So that was really bringing good TV watching.
Yep.
I think it's been hard, I guess, maybe connecting with some of the like cast. I think I always find when you watch, you kind of connect with someone and their story, and that has been maybe more challenging.
I'm so glad you said that.
yeah.
Because with your season, like I said, I'm speaking the truth. Like, I saw you, I was like, she's half Thai.
Come on.
But like, you've got blonde hair as well. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's got blonde hair. I'm like, until I saw your sister and your mum, I was like, oh, I didn't realise you were Thai.
I know, even to this day, everyone just thinks I'm like white girl.
White girl.
But it's like, okay, the blonde hair throws people off.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm more Thai and connected to my Thai side than my Australian. So it's such a weird thing that I feel like I'm navigating everything, justifying that I am Asian. Accept me.
Yeah. But that's why I loved watching your journey and watching you and Ollie, if we're allowed to say his name. We will get into that later. But Yeah, I struggled to connect with
Connect,
anyone
yeah.
this season.
Was it just because there wasn't anyone of your race?
No,
No,
I mean,
think-
they had Cass. They
Yeah,
had
there was
Ridge
different.
was
I
Asian.
think they were quite diverse this year, but yeah, I was kind of like a bit disappointed. No Asian women.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always feel like they kind of try and tick one box of diversity and maybe lack in other boxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yep.
yeah, I think. I mean, it's great. I feel like we're going towards that direction. You know, we had like a gay couple,
Yes.
which was
That's
amazing
true,
to
that's
see.
true.
Yep.
But you know, it's still there's still a little bit to go.
Yeah.
I'd say. But yeah, I don't know. I just didn't really vibe with too many, and I feel like
Right.
maybe we didn't get to see as much of the real them. I think when you're
Yes.
watching these shows, you're on your best behavior, right?
Yep.
You're getting surface level. And like if you can't connect with that, it's then harder to like want to invest in connecting with them on a deeper level.
Yeah. And how did you feel? Because I know like we had the same or similar contracts with people leaking their storylines early on.
That, to be honest, that has made this season unenjoyable, I think, because
Yes.
I feel like I get it from the sense that people want to get on the front foot of knowing what's potentially going to be shown because you have no control, right?
Yeah.
You've kind of just let producers, editing, you just let it happen. And I
Yeah.
think you should let it happen. I don't
Yeah.
think you should be focusing too much on, I need to change the narrative here. I need to leak this story to make me sound better here, even though I fucked up. And
Yes.
it's obvious, right?
Yeah.
I think it's very clear when you're seeing certain things being leaked, who's leaking them, and the intention behind it.
Yeah.
And that is just like, that puts a bad taste in my mouth about those people as well. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
really like that.
Yep.
But yeah, everything was spoiled within the first week, I think. No, I don't even think before we even saw first episodes.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, we
some
already
even
saw
weddings
so
didn't even end,
much,
things
yeah.
were leaked.
Yeah, this person's not with this person anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's exactly what you said about Tim. You know, like
Tim
you're
and
like,
Sarah.
you know, like you really kind of disengage in the whole
Yeah,
process.
so
'cause
he
you're
leaked
like,
his girlfriend like ages ago. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, what's the point in following their storyline now? It's ruined.
Totally.
You know, I know he's
And I
happy
think
with another one.
it's hard when the media, because everyone's always watching MAFS and like
Yes.
obsessed with it. It's just annoying and it just ruins like how much better would it have been to watch that with none of that noise, not
Yes.
knowing about the cheating scandal,
Yeah.
not knowing about the 2 cheating scandals.
Yep.
And you would have been like, oh, it's even more like shocking as you're watching it. It's just
exactly.
be more fun.
Right?
Yeah.
And speaking of cheating scandals,
Yes. Whoa.
we saw Jono and Ellie walk in hand
Yes.
to the reunion. What did you think of that?
I don't know. I feel like it's interesting seeing the public sentiment around it because I do think both of them were quite lovely people separately.
Yeah.
Obviously, we did see a bit more fiery energy from Jono towards the end, which was a bit like, ooh.
Yeah.
yeah, we weren't
But
used to that.
yeah, it was a bit like, oh, who is this? I was
all
like, oh, okay, the sass there.
Yeah, man, same energy.
I know, right? And then I think, yeah, it's hard. I don't know. It's hard because you've seen like other couples in similar situations or get together in similar ways and they haven't experienced the same level of hate and
Yes.
criticism. So I
Yep.
think I find it interesting as like a viewer and like the social aspect of it. But I think, look, it looked like everyone was pretty supportive. I think obviously Lauren was quite hurt,
Yeah.
but from what I saw, it looked like everyone was like, oh my God, like amazing. They're a great couple.
Yes. Everyone was like, oh my God. Everyone
Yeah.
embraced them with hugs.
Totally.
You
It's
know?
so interesting.
Yeah.
And then the public not liking it, but then
Yes.
basically all the cast, but maybe 2 people are
Yes.
supporting them.
Exactly.
So that's interesting as well.
So interesting.
I think
What's your thoughts, Taku? Hit us.
yeah, we want to know from Mal's perspective.
honestly, like it's nice though, you know, like to see him finally, I guess, stand on his 2 feet and go, you know what though, like this is what I want.
Yeah.
I think the way that he went about it was a little bit weird, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and even like, okay, so like his reasoning behind the messaging etc beforehand, that's the tuning stage.
Yeah, for
Basically,
sure.
Right? That's what we see that as.
Yeah.
But to him, it was friendly, etc.
Yeah,
so he just really masked it all. And
Yeah.
I can see why that was like a surprise to everyone else
Of
when they
course.
walked in holding hands. So I'm just like, I would have liked him to have a bit of a different approach. It's already done. But like for you then now to now come and, you know, have this stance of, Lauren, you're one of the most horrible people I've ever met, throwing these crazy, like these big words, man.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking hurtful.
Yeah.
I would have preferred a sorry but this is what I've chose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I made the bed, I got to sleep in it. You know what I mean? I'm sorry about the way that I went through it, but you know what I mean? Like, this is it. But man, like, I just did not expect him to be talking like that.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you guys think about that.
I'd always felt like there was something within Jono because he did say early on in the show that he had a fiery side to him and he worked really hard on himself to overcome that. So I always knew there was something
for
there.
Yes.
But, you know, I think people were also really quick to forget that Lauren was also like, you are boring. You're not man enough for me. You're robotic.
I just think those two were just like, okay, apart from obviously them being intimate aside, let's put that to the side. I just didn't vibe them. I felt like there just wasn't anything going on. It felt like they were just staying there for the sake of staying there. So I don't know if that, whatever that was, and that kind of made me be like, okay, has there been a discussion that we haven't seen, or is there a side from Lauren's side or whatever? It doesn't make sense. Like, this doesn't make sense because then it's like, for I would say 80% of the experiment, they weren't vibing.
Yeah.
They were not, they did not
That's
look like
true.
a couple.
Yeah.
So it was really confusing to then be like, okay, why is he saying she's the nastiest person ever?
Yeah.
What has she said for him to like, he can't be
Yeah.
pulling that out of thin air. You know,
Exactly.
what is that
True.
about? What is he
True.
referring to?
And it was also the whole, you know, like, don't buy into it. Like, she doesn't care about me. She doesn't. I was like, is there something we need to know?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Is there something?
Well, the tea was, can we say this? The tea was apparently, I've just seen it, that apparently Lauren had a boyfriend from Bali the whole time.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
So this has been leaked now. This is like public.
Is this public now?
public knowledge.
Public knowledge.
And that was why he was like, well, she didn't care about me. It seems like maybe they were in an arrangement. That's why I'm kind of like,
Oh
did they
my
just
God.
decide to stay? But then I'm confused about the sex part.
Yeah.
That's the part
That's
that
what I'm
threw me
confused about
off
that.
too. Yes.
So that's why I'm like, I don't know how to feel.
They had an agreement at the start, which is why Jono wasn't, I guess, as emotionally invested because, you know, she was basically like, I got another man.
Yeah.
And Bali, who's loaded, he's got tats, he's 6'4" or something like that.
Guys.
I mean, sounds great.
I mean, you know.
So that we don't know. That's
We don't know.
speculation.
Exactly.
But that's what I've seen. And that makes a bit more sense.
Yes.
That makes a bit more sense. But then doesn't make sense about the sex.
My shoulders.
Then, there was the hospital thing where she went to have surgery.
Yeah.
And the homestay.
And the homestay situation, they were intimate then. And that was supposedly the time that he was messaging Ellie.
Because then before... So I wonder if the Ellie thing didn't come out, would they have like stayed together at final vows? How far would they have taken it? I'm so curious.
Me too. That's why I said last episode, and I'll keep saying it, I feel like because that scandal and everything got exposed, I feel like that accelerated the connection between Ellie and Jono.
Yeah. Oh,
Because then they
God.
bonded over that
Yes,
drama.
yes,
So then they're having a little gossip about it.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And I think the thing that I found frustrating, I guess, from the MAFS experts and them saying, like, how can you say you're falling in love with someone after 3 weeks? It's like, did we not go on the same show and you guys are asking us questions every single week?
Wow.
How do you feel about this
Yeah.
person? So I'm like, it's very possible to do that.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
and so why are you now criticizing them doing it outside the experiment?
Because
Yes.
week 2
You're
is
expecting us to
intimacy
say
week.
that. Correct.
Yes.
It's like you're wanting us to be saying all these big feelings we're feeling
Right.
in detail.
Yes.
And then when they are saying how much they like each other after 3 weeks on the outside, which arguably is harder to navigate than being together in the experiment, all of that with the support. I was like, why are we hitting them with that when it's
I
like the whole time
know.
you're trying to push us to be in love as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
Oh, 100.
So
That's the experiment.
Very interesting.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Wow. That is an exclusive war to me. Anyway. Thanks, girls. Wow. You know, like because that was something that I was just really like, how do I was very, very confused because I was like, yeah, nah, don't worry about that. Like, she doesn't even care about me. I was like, Jono, what are you talking about?
What are
You
you
guys
talking
just went, you know what I mean? But I think it kind of now, like, you know, I'm somewhat at ease with the way that things panned out. But like, it's still kind of messed up because I can't enjoy the show the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, you know, I bet half of them are with somebody and then now they're just coming on for clout. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of takes away the authenticity that they're trying to bring out of the experiment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I really, I don't know.
Well, I think
I'm
that's
confused as a
why
motherfucker.
those conversations aren't shown because it does take that authenticity away from the show. So they can't really show those on TV because we had similar themes around this on our season about people staying for not the right reasons, and that was brought up at commitment ceremonies, or that was cut out because it makes the show look stupid.
Yeah.
So, but that was a topic with a couple of people. I'm not going to say who, but it was brought up that someone was staying for inauthentic reasons. They kind of admitted it, and then that was all cut out.
That's crazy.
So it's very,
Blood,
it makes sense because as a viewer, that is like, well, why are we doing this show? This is stupid. People are coming on for clout. It's not what the purpose of the show is meant to be.
Yeah.
Jono just knows way too much, man.
Yeah.
Because he even like threw Tim under the bus. You see the way that he did that?
That was too
I
much.
know. But even that, like, I know you've always had a thing with Sarah. the way that Taku rubs his lips together the moment I mention Sarah's name.
What are you talking about?
He's just never been a fan.
No, I'm a fan, I promise.
Well, you know, it's just crazy because, you know, now we hear that Lauren has had a boyfriend, but I don't know if it was a boyfriend or
it was something.
someone.
It was a fling something, yeah.
And, you know, Sarah had her ex,
Yeah.
you know, and she was obviously defending her bestie, which that's what we all do in those circumstances. And she was getting quite vocal.
Oh, I didn't think about this because homegirl's doing the same thing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man. They're sipping the same Kool-Aid.
That's thank you.
That is
Right?
connecting the dots.
So that's why they both had each other's back, and apparently they were yelling, and that's why Jono snapped.
Yeah.
Ellie also, it was bleeped out what
Yeah.
she's called Lauren, but apparently that wasn't to Lauren, that was to Sarah.
Correct. Yeah. So from what I have heard, it was in response to the conversation around Ellie being there for the wrong reasons and being there for fame, and that was why she responded in that way.
Wow.
So that's what she was responding to, calling her like clout chaser and like something along those. I don't know exactly what the words were, but it was in reference to her being on there for clout, rah 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 rah, and then that was why she reacted in such an aggressive way, being like, that's why she said I left at this time.
Yeah.
So I think it was responding to like I left early on. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, if I was here for the clout, I would have stayed till the
Would
end.
have stayed, would have faked it with that weird guy.
What does anyone know what the actual words that were bleeped out were?
I think it was effing female dog.
Oh,
I think I was trying to look. I was like, I think that's what it was.
Okay.
She called her a bitch. Is that what she said?
I think
Yeah,
so.
apparently.
Oh, my God.
And that's why
Hectic.
all the comments, if you look, everyone's like, oh my God, we've never seen this side of Ellie before. That's disgusting.
You know, it's nasty to them, bro. But like, wait until somebody says some shit you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It seemed that conversation was jumpy. Like I
It
wanted
was.
to release the full 20 minutes of that convo. I'd love to see it.
I know.
Did not make sense.
So now Jono said something along the lines of how Tim said to him that if he had a little bit more time to think about things before final vows, he would have changed his decision.
Yep.
That's crazy to me. Because my brother, you should have changed your decision the moment she was trifling, bro.
Yeah.
But you know what? I ain't no MAFS. I ain't an expert.
No.
I just...
We don't
you
know the
what I mean?
reasons why people do what they do.
Exactly
I know.
right. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like, I guess, like, there's something, right, that my mentor was telling me about. He was saying, you know, don't be mad about the way that people react because they only react the best way that they know how to because it's their first time experiencing whatever they're experiencing.
For sure.
Even if it's their second time. Sometimes as humans, you know what I mean? We really have to touch the stove to make sure that motherfucker is hot so we don't touch it again. So... You know, like I'm just like, man, Timmy, what's going on? So I feel like even like for him now, when John was asking him on the couch, do you trust Sarah? It's hard for him to even get them words out because he knows he doesn't. You know what I mean? So, you know, I just feel a certain way about the whole thing. You know what I mean? And you know, but you know what though? Like maybe it's just me.
No, I feel you.
Maybe it's just me.
I love Sarah. I think she's a stunning, gorgeous lady. She's got
Me
the
too.
best freaking eyebrows. Like I literally cannot stop staring at them. She's probably got the best wardrobe, I would say.
Yeah,
The
I
wardrobe has
reckon,
been awesome this year.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. But I feel like someone like her would completely dominate a room for me. For someone like me who Tahnee and I were at the viewing party on the weekend with a few of the crew. And I don't know if you saw, but I get really awkward in big group
same.
settings. No, you're fine,
No,
girl.
I was like, this is a lot.
I was a fucking awkward turtle, and I'm just like that naturally in big group settings.
Yeah.
I just like to sit and observe.
Yeah.
And I find personalities like Sarah who are quite big, you know, it kind of like, it's scary a little bit.
Yeah. It's
It can be,
intimidating.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And when she like gets really triggered,
Yeah.
you like, oh my God, you see like a whole nother side to her.
For
like,
sure.
It's these ones for me.
It's
No,
the pointing of the
is
finger.
really out of line. You do not point at people. If
That one?
someone was coming at me pointing fingers like that, oh man, like that is that
crazy,
like seeing
hey?
that, it's just like, but like Taku was saying before, it's hard to judge people on how they're responding to things because it's like it's amplified even on
Yeah.
TV. You got cameras in your face. It's a
Yep.
lot, but I think there's just things that you shouldn't speak. Like you shouldn't speak to people like that. That's what I'm the belief of. I was living for Cass.
Oh my
Cass!
God. What was
Pop
up with
off.
that? Pop
I
off,
don't know,
queen.
but I want to see what was that about.
Me too. There has to be more to this story.
Yeah.
She wasn't there when you guys went and saw the
No,
party?
sadly, Cass wasn't there at the viewing party.
my
We were
God.
meant to have Cass and Tristan,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Love them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But when she was coming at Sarah, I was
Yes.
like,
Out of nowhere.
I was
And even
sipping
Michael
water.
was having a little
Yeah.
piece. Like, I don't like you, girl.
yeah.
I was like, no, me too. I don't either.
We need to know the backstory to that.
Yeah, I think so. You know, like, and that's the thing though. I feel like we only shown what we need to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But even if what we only see is enough for us to have a, you know, like I guess a certain view on someone and
Yeah.
go, nah, you know what?
Yeah.
Like these traits are non-negotiables
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
For
Imagine
sure.
what those people on site are seeing.
I'm seeing.
So I'm like,
Exactly.
and Cass doesn't really say much. And when
Exactly.
she does, I'm like, huh?
Facts. She's always everything she said has been a slay and has always
Yes.
been like on point. Her takes on things, I agree with
Yes.
everything she said.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
I would love to know
It
what's
hit a
behind
nerve,
that.
man.
Yeah.
It hit
Yeah.
a nerve in Sarah because she was like, you ain't even talked to me. You haven't even asked me anything deep for you to know exactly how I am.
Yeah.
And I was like, some people really don't need to ask you nothing to know how you are.
Yeah, which is what Michael was saying.
Yeah.
We
But
need
I
to
just
know.
love like the way that Cass delivers. She's so composed.
Yeah.
She's smiling the whole time.
This is her.
She's saying everything with grace. Like,
Yeah.
I know when I get into those, I hate confrontation. It's the Libra in me, and I shy away from it. But if I were to get involved, I get so choked up.
Yeah, it's
and
hard
I
to
start
get the words out.
crying.
Yeah.
And my voice, like my
I
throat
feel you,
chakra is
yeah.
like,
Overwhelmed. Yeah. Yeah.
Unlike Cass, man, she was like, "You just a liar.
Yeah. Yeah, just
You just lie.
everything you say is fake.
It's just fake."
and she's smiling with this beaming
dead.
smile the whole time. I'm
Sister
living
said
for
that.
it. Yeah.
God damn. Oh my God. Who else was on there, man, that we're going to talk about? You know, we've got a few
You know
things to
what?
cover.
I'm pretty disappointed watching the whole reunion that some of the couples got no airtime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Couples like Ridge and Jade, they made it right to the end.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why weren't they on the couch with the
Yeah.
experts? If this whole show is meant to be about a relationship.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Is it? Because let's look at it. They really spotlight the drama.
Yes.
If you look at the actual love element,
Yep.
I don't know, and I don't know if they're really setting things up for people to have that successful relationship. I don't know.
Well, I got my partner to start watching MAFS as well.
Shame.
And it's funny because his perspective was, it's funny how with Tim and Sarah, they actually showed a lot of highlights and lowlights within their like recaps,
Yeah.
you know, when
Yes.
they sit with the experts at the end. And with couples like Jack and Tori, they showed
bad,
no
bad.
highlights. It was like
Yeah.
bad, Jack this, Jack that. And then there's couples that made it right to the end like Jade and Ridge. Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness.
I honestly, I don't know if anyone else, this might be a very unpopular opinion, but I felt for Tori. I just feel like
It's hard, like, it's hard, that girl, because I'm just like, part of me likes her, part of me really doesn't like her.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I would have hated being in her shoes and watching all that.
Yes.
Everyone coming at me, everyone being like,
Yes.
you're an idiot, basically.
Yes.
That would have been rough. And then if you're so in love with someone or
Exactly.
like whatever the dynamic is,
Yep.
that would be so hard.
Yeah.
Such a hard watch. I
Yeah.
would leave too.
Yeah, and the fact that, I don't know if you guys watched the morning show interview with Jack. So Tori was at work. They're together. They're living together. She's moved over. They're, you know.
In the spare room.
What you mean?
Being charged rent.
Stop,
Sorry.
you guys.
I just thought I'd ask.
And Jack was saying how there were people that didn't want to affiliate themselves with them because they knew that they were going to get the bad edit. Like, how shit is that?
Oh,
That's kinda
that's
messed
shit.
up,
And we've seen this
yes.
happen a little bit. But I feel like our season was probably the first where we all really rallied against like Alyssa. Oh, no, with Alyssa, sorry. So we all
Yeah.
really rallied against supporting her because our experience on the show with her wasn't that. But, you know, I think your season, it was really like, let's not associate with certain people because of, for whatever reason, I think on both sides of that conflict. And I always find that shit because you go through things together and you know how it all works. You're the only one that understands. Like this group of people, you should be there to support each other.
Thank you.
So it is, I feel bad if they've got kind of no one to help them. And
For real.
yeah, it's hard. Like I do feel for them. I think, you know, if they worked out, they work out. I guess they're a success story.
Yeah.
And maybe not in the most traditional or ways that we may agree with, but if she's happy, if they're happy.
Exactly.
Can
Who
we
are
really
to
hate
judge?
on that?
Exactly.
You
They
know?
got what they needed to out of the show, which was a
Yeah.
relationship.
And she's watched that back. She's seen all of it. If she's happy to take that on board,
Yes.
accept him with all of that, that's her decision.
That's true.
Yep.
Absolutely right. Yeah. But
Yeah.
for what we saw, I was like, if my sister was with Jack, I'm putting her
No,
aside.
I'm stepping in.
Baby girl, we gotta have a serious chat. We gotta take you out to
Yeah.
the witch doctors and really wash out all the fuckery in your mind,
Yeah.
bruv.
No.
Yeah.
You know. But you know, anyway.
That's our opinion.
That's what's
yeah.
up. That's us. That's just our opinion. But
Yeah.
anyway, I would absolutely love to get them on. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
know.
I think they'll have, you know, great things to say. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was also, you know, Jaden Ridge's issue as well too that I was very, very, you know, surprised about. You know, apparently Ridge is cheated twice or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? That's
Couple
I don't know if that's an
I
exclusive.
don't like him. I think she's a cool chick. I really think that she deserves better than him. I
Yeah.
think he's just not. He's so immature.
Yeah.
And just the cheating, like, what that is a lot red hot.
Yeah.
And you know, we gotta find a way to, you know, get the money up for old mate Ridge to get that tattoo off his back. 'Cause we gotta-
I can't believe he got,
Yeah, oh my God.
So the Nova dinner party, he showed everyone that he got Jade's name tattooed on him. Bro, like, what are you
No,
thinking?
I'm sorry. Nah.
There
I
was
think
a lot of that this
tattoos-
year.
You know what? I've actually had this thought in recent months. I think getting someone's name tattooed is like not even as serious anymore because it's done that unseriously.
Yeah.
It doesn't even mean anything.
Wow.
Like people like just would like it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It's like usually it was like, oh my God, that's such a big deal. Now it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay,
Ain't nothing.
It's just
Ain't
dumb.
nothing.
Yeah. You can get that shit removed now
get
too.
that and you can get that lasered off.
Yeah.
But like apart from that though, like I mean it would have been really, really cool for you guys to actually meet the new cast, right?
Yeah.
How was that experience in general? We actually didn't touch on that
I
before.
felt quite honoured being there because it was
Yeah.
just you and I
Yeah.
with the newbies.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Like,
so-
did they recognize you guys?
Yeah, I was outside first. So I got there really early.
Hmm.
And I thought I was late, but, you know, standing at the front. You know what I'm like.
Punctual
I have a thing with being on time. And Tim walked up to me and he was like,
Yeah.
hey. And we're like, hey. And it was like we knew each other. It was weird.
There's like a connection you have with like
Yes.
other. I don't know. I feel like you guys go through the same experience. You always have time for them.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's nice, like, you know, when they ask, like, you know, they've asked, like, I've had a few ask for advice, and it's always, it's nice to be able to support people that have you've gone through
Yes.
something, and you can give that, you know, it gets better, kind of, you
Yeah.
know.
Wow. man.
Especially when they're exactly how they are portrayed on
Yes.
TV. Like Tim, fucking stand-up guy.
Love Timothy.
I have many regrets about my first impressions of him.
Me
We
too.
did that. Yes, remember I said he was,
I was, like,
giving
awful.
dodgy car salesman vibes. But then,
Take it back.
yeah, I've got to take it back because
Yeah.
he's so lovely.
So lovely.
Also, though, did anyone see that current affair thing of him going to jail?
I need to watch that, but I did see that.
He went to jail. What did he go to jail for?
So apparently it was smuggling drugs from Canada to the US.
wow.
in a helicopter.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
some James
Big
Bond
Daddy?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is some 007
Wow.
shit. Yeah, yeah.
Which they hit that
Literally.
route. I was like, would have loved to chat back to him about that. That's interesting.
Right?
Like, how did you get into that?
That's
how was that?
crazy.
How did you get caught?
Yeah.
Like what jail was like. Love. I want to hear all about that.
Me
God,
too.
How long was he away for?
He was young.
Yeah.
So the
Ah,
like pictures of
okay.
him like doesn't even look like him.
Yeah.
Wow,
He looks,
okay.
he's hot. Like, I still think he's a daddy now. He's, you know, but that
He is
photo
very
that was
handsome,
leaked,
yeah.
when
He
got
was like
caught, he
like
was like
20s, I reckon. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, my man. You know, like, but it's just been really, really nice actually just seeing. The very interesting thing about like MAFS, like, it's crazy how you get so invested in people's growth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, man, like it was. actually really, really nice to see how his relationship with Lucinda, developed into what it is right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
Yeah, but how much he's evolved as a person and as a man.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Timothy,
Yeah.
man, I would have loved to meet him too.
Yeah, highly. Well, you were invited. You just didn't rock up.
We'll talk about that later.
We also met Michael.
Love Michael.
Oh my God. He's
Mike's the
such a
best.
vibe.
Yeah.
I just love him.
Yeah.
I just think he's hilarious.
Everyone was so amazing. Like, I loved everyone. Everyone's really nice.
We
That's
met
dope.
Natalie.
Yeah.
A sweet, sweet girl.
Uh-huh.
One thing that I found really fascinating was she told us that she was actually meant to be matched with a girl.
Yeah.
Which I was like, what? But I don't know if she's actually been with one before. And I believe the girl that they were going to match her up with said
Maybe
that
it wasn't about that.
Yeah, she wanted someone a bit more experienced.
That's fair enough.
So then they gave her Collins, who has never been in a relationship before.
They gave her opposite.
Shame.
And then she said, apparently at the reunion, he walked up to her and was like, "So Nat, what a day." No, I'm joking. He was like, "How did you feel about wasting my time on the show?"
Oh.
And they didn't show any of that.
That's what Colin said.
Yes.
I would have loved to see that.
I know. That's what I mean.
Wasting his time.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was
That's new for
shooketh
us.
that they
Okay.
didn't give that a little bit of airtime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
Because they
focus
were
so
a
much on
great
the drama.
storyline, them two.
Yeah, I thought so too. And Collins got to go to his first dinner party. Woo!
His eyes the whole time.
We're back.
But like, oh my God. I can't imagine how it would have been for you guys being at those dinner parties, man.
It's such a long,
It's
It's a long day.
long filming. So I think, it's a marathon for sure.
It really is. Yeah.
But like they all like have like still good chemistry. Like the people that were there, like they weren't any underlying beef or anything like that.
No.
Not between them, but there clearly is a bit of a divide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Between who?
I feel like
And
it seems
crew.
like there's a lot of the group support for Jono and Ellie, and it seems like it's like the group versus Sarah and Lauren. That's what it's. That's what it's
It's-
feeling
yeah.
like to me.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm seeing in the sentiment, even like amongst the rest of
Yeah.
the cast.
Okay.
But then Tim, I don't know, from what I gather, I think he's neutral.
Yeah, he's pretty neutral. I'd say Lucinda would probably be neutral
And
as well.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're like the mama and papa bear of
Yeah.
the group.
Right. Okay. That's
And we
interesting.
met Andrea, who was matched with
Right,
Richard.
okay,
oh,
okay.
Cutie, I love
she's
her.
so
Beautiful, man.
nice.
Wow.
Love her.
I love her. Yeah,
She's
I
really
wish I
sweet.
got to spend more time with her that night. But it was just like, it was so
Chaotic.
chaotic for me. I was like,
Are there any rumors that are out there that maybe Andrea and Tim might be seeing each other?
yeah, nah.
I
They're
don't think
just
that's
friends.
I think
Yeah.
they're just, it wasn't giving me that.
Yeah. And they said that, like, just
Yeah.
friends, really good friends.
Hey man, you know what? Jono and Ellie were just friends.
True that.
Just thought I'd just sprinkle some
Sprinkle,
of that
sprinkle that in.
in case y'all forgot. But anyway, like
They would have made a cute couple.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
they would have. Yeah.
Imagine Richard with Lucinda, though.
Oh my god.
Him with his scarves and her with her, like, you know, eccentric earrings and outfits. They would have made the best glam bots
I
between the
reckon
both of them.
for real. I just wonder where Richard is. I just keep seeing like these random photos of him on Instagram. So the
you?
photo I saw of him was like in a club or something, and his
With a
shirt
t-shirt
is
drenched.
drenched, man. He's wet.
Oh,
Looks like he's been busting his moves on.
Well, he loves to dance.
Yeah, apparently, and you know,
Love that.
yeah, and like I've seen like a video of him like in the middle of like, you know, like a dance, you know,
A dance floor.
and he's
Yeah.
just breaking it down on his own, nobody there.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
Pop
is everything all right? So anyway, man, Richard, if you got some spare time, come on back.
I know, seriously. Oh my God.
Man, save your feet on the dance floor, man, innit?
Cute.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I have to ask you, Tahnee, because we did have Ollie on a few episodes ago. Anyone wants to go listen to that. You guys were my favourite couple. I was so sad when you guys, you know, shared the news that you guys weren't together anymore. Are you okay, first of all?
I'm fine. I think
Yeah.
for the probably first month and a bit, it was really tough for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was just a lot of different factors that made it so much harder to
Yeah.
like process and get over it and kind of work through it. But I feel really, really good now. I think I'm in a good place. Yeah.
Because you guys were even living together too, hey?
Yeah. So that was a big difficult factor because there was obviously a period of time that we had to live together while we broke up, which is hell. I would never recommend that for anyone. But, you know, it's a bit, there's a rental crisis. There's a lot going on. It's not that easy just to be like, that's it. There's a lot of factors, like admin factors, I guess you can say, to like a relationship ending that was not the best. But
How long was that period when you guys were still living together but broken up?
I want to say maybe it was like 6 weeks. Granted, I was away. Yeah, I was away for quite a portion of it. Like we kind of timed it out. It actually worked out well. I had all this travel and stuff and work trip planned, so it worked out okay. And then he went to Perth for a little bit. So that was a period of time, but we weren't actually sharing the space for that long.
Because that's a long time to be in such a tense. Well, I'd imagine it'd be quite tense and awkward.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad for some of it, but then I think as certain things were happening, it wasn't really the best.
So and again, you feel free to not answer any of these because I asked Ollie and he politely declined answering these. So I want to ask you the same.
Okay.
There was just a few alleged rumours that some girls were brought back to this house that you were living at. Was this during that time when you guys were broken up but still living together?
Yeah. So there was there's a couple different things. I don't really know. It's hard when you don't have like concrete proof. You have a little bit of proof, but you just can't. Yeah, it's anyways. So yeah, there was I think 2 occasions, 2 or 3 occasions that I know of.
Yeah,
don't know about the rest, but there was definitely 2, maybe actually 3 that I know of.
And how did you even find out about it though?
It's just so because it's just such a I look back and it's so. Because it was so hurtful to me at the time, so it's so hard to like talk about it. And I think I've kind of avoided discussing it because I don't want to look like I'm this like petty, you know, person. But you know, it was hurtful for me. It was really hard for me. I'd come back from a work trip and I was kind of cleaning the house, and I found a pair of earrings in the house that weren't mine. And then I think I was like obviously confronted him about it. So it was more, I think it's hard when you break up, you assume people are going to move on at the pace that they're comfortable with. I think I was quite shocked at how soon it was and the lack of respect for like my privacy, my space, my belongings. I think that's what hurt me the most.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, you know, like, I hate to say it, but like we're in the public eye. I don't know who these randoms are in my space. What if they're touching my things, taking photos? That's the main issue I had because I'm quite like protective over my home and like my safe space. Like I don't just have people coming over. Like I don't really have many people come to my place. So I think when it was like literal randoms I didn't know, that made me really upset and angry.
Of course, naturally. And did you find out who they were? Like, were they random people? Were they mutual people that you knew?
Some I know of, some I don't know of. But I don't know them. I don't know them personally. So yeah.
Wow. And now I've heard...
Literally, right? Speechless. What do you say to that? Yeah.
Like, you know. And like, who moved out first? Like, did you move
so
out?
I'm still at the house.
So,
I
still
love
there.
my house. Yeah. I fell in love with it when I found it. It's just so nice. You guys will have to come over. And yeah, I love it. So I wanted to stay, and then he was just finding another place to move to.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
I hope you've staged the whole place several times.
It's all now. It's very a girl house. It's all everything. Yeah, it's amazing now. So I feel it's hard because I was like, oh, can I live in a space that I lived with an ex? Like, is that a thing? I was contemplating moving for a while, but I just love the house. And like all my stuff is in there and I love the area. I was like, I don't really want to leave. That would be the only reason why.
Exactly.
And then once I kind of was like, no, I'm going to like reclaim this space back and like create that energy back for me. It's like doesn't even feel like he was there now. So
love that. Yeah. Good on you. I'm so proud of you.
So I'm standing my ground. I'm having a nice place.
Of course. And now I've also seen online that he's got a new girlfriend. Man does not waste his time. I don't know if you've seen the photos, but there was photos of him giving this girl, I believe, her name's Nadia. And she's 25, which how old is Ollie?
My age, so we're 28.
Okay. Anyway, so she's
silence from Taku.
Judging eyes from Taku.
Nah, there's no judging guys. I'm just, stoic. Just really want to get everything in first before I say anything stupid.
Okay,
so she's 25. She's Nadia. Her name's Nadia. She posted photos of Ollie giving her flowers. Like, they were really cute, coupley, affectionate photos and date night things. Like, how does it feel seeing him move on?
You know what? I think now if he's in a happy relationship, I genuinely am happy for him. I think a lot of the hurtful stuff was very early on. So I kind of experienced all that hurt and that that disrespect quite after the relationship. So it kind of was able to snap me into like, okay, this is how it's going to be. Yep. This is what I need to prepare for. So this was kind of like, okay, like it makes sense. So it didn't really come as much of a shock to me. I think it was just interesting because I did hear about this because she is mutual friends with my sister's friend. So I actually heard about this and a couple images were circulated to me and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So it was a bit embarrassing, I guess, to hear from like my sister's friends. Yeah. But yeah,
How old's your sister?
She's 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she, apparently I think she grew up in the same area. So she knows a lot of the girls I went to school with in my sister's grade. And they went to like same parties and stuff. But yeah.
I don't know, but that's like, I'd feel so embarrassed if my little sister was like,
I think I was a bit
like
about
this.
Yeah, I think like from her friends, like knowing it was in their like group chat and they were gossiping about it, I was like, oh, that's like, it's just embarrassing for me because it's like, these are my sister's friends. They're like the young girls I grew up with. And then I'm like, they're sending these screenshots. I'm like, that's just shit. But look, he's in his right to do what he wants to do. If he's happy, amazing. Yeah. Wish him the best.
I feel like, for me, this is like the ultimate last step to really getting over someone is like, obviously the healing from all the pain and the trauma and the heartbreak. And then it's finally seeing them move on with someone else. That is like a whole level of like, oh my God. But after that shock factor has been exposed, you can then go in and be like, oh, it's done
and I think
now.
because I had that early on, I kind of like was like, okay, this is happening. These are the pictures I'm getting sent. I was like, this is what I need to prepare for.
Exactly.
So very early on, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me with Cody, right, he never really gave me an answer. To this day, I still don't know why we broke up. He broke up with me. Literally how you saw it was how it went.
I can't believe that.
I was blindsided. Anyway, my point is I just listened to a recent podcast that he went on.
Stop.
And he was saying how when that whole thing happened and I went to the media and I shared my story, apparently him and all his friends and family were shook.
Oh,
and
babe.
Not just them, but his exes. Even my exes were just like, what the fuck is this chick doing? Like, why is she going out and saying all this stuff? I'm like, dude, you gave me no closure. Yeah. Everyone deals and, heals in a different way. And my way was talking about it. And I never said anything bad about him.
No, I never saw you say anything bad.
Yeah.
But you're entitled to share your experience and what you went through. I feel like it was similar for me because I was then being accused of leaking things. I was being accused of saying all this stuff. I'm like, one, I'm not, and I'm sick of having to prove to everyone that I'm not doing that stuff. And then two, it's like, but you did this. Yep. So you're upset about things that you did that's out there publicly. Exactly. That's not my issue. Exactly. Not my issue. And being accused of that and being like, oh, these people are so disappointed in you. I'm like, I don't care.
Oh, that gets to me.
I don't care.
For real.
It's like, and also don't make me feel bad for being upset by your actions.
I know, right?
Like, okay, I'm not just meant to have any emotions. Like, when you're in a relationship with someone, I'm meant to just be like, okay, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly. 100.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Rough.
This is so refreshing speaking to someone that gets it.
I feel like we've always connected on that because we've always just got each other and just had that kind of connection. So I've always appreciated that.
Same.
Like, speaking of which, girl, right now, are you, back in the dating scene at the moment?
Look, it's hard because I feel like it's unfair for me to get involved with anyone right now. I've got so much work on. I don't really have the time. Right, I've got all this travel, so I don't want to like date someone and be like, I'm going to be away for 3 weeks and I'm going to go do this. And then it's like all of that. I think especially for the person I'm trying to manifest, I don't really know what that looks like because I want to be able to like go and travel and I would love someone to come with me, but it really limits like the jobs that they can have.
Yep.
And obviously someone that accepts like what I do because it's pretty unconventional. Yeah, it's hard, and I think I need to really kind of nail down what it is I'm looking for because I don't really know. I think maybe when you meet someone, that might change it, but I'm kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I've been very happy doing my thing and it hasn't really crossed my mind that much.
That's good. That's a good thing too.
Yeah, which I'm like, I'm just having a good time.
I love that.
But yeah, I don't know. I am excited because I do love dating, as in like going on dates. I think hate dating in terms of all the trauma and all that bullshit. But like I do love going on dates. I love meeting new people. I love having those experiences. I love that. I met some awesome people. And I think for me, moving forward, it's like meeting people without the expectation of it having to go anywhere.
So
you know, I think that's how I'm going to approach it because I think before MAFS, I was always really, you know, disappointed when it's like, you know, you invest all this time in someone and then you don't really get closure onto why that didn't work out. That's hard, right? Because it knocks your confidence back. You're like,
100%.
What did I do? And I'm really analysing of like what I did to maybe
me
affect
too.
that.
And doesn't that suck?
Sucks.
I feel like
and I'm
women
like,
are really guilty of going within and blaming ourselves when shit like that happens.
and sometimes I know I definitely was the problem. Sometimes I'm like, I definitely wasn't the problem there.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, and I think I'm in a good place now to kind of open that up. But also I'm still kind of reserved because like I don't want to have to be dealing with articles leaking. Like you know, a part of me feels bad for Ollie that's come out and like he's having this new relationship and
it's so public.
That's awkward now that it's public and then there's an expectation there. I don't want to deal with that.
Absolutely.
So I think for me, I keep things a bit more private.
Yeah.
Like before, like MAFS, I think I had a boyfriend of 3 years and I probably put him on Instagram once.
Yeah.
That was not even any shadiness at all. I was very happy. That was one of the happiest relationships I've had.
Exactly.
I didn't feel the need to overshare it and to post constantly as well. I think with you, like you barely post your partner.
I know.
You know, and I think
there was
that's
a stage when
healthy.
we were just happy living our best lives. And someone's like, "Oh, no more Mitch? Are you not with your boyfriend anymore?" I'm like,
God
just
damn.
Like
put
chill.
every second feed, like relax.
Yeah.
But you know who has got the biggest like opinions on this whole massive situation?
Get into it, babe. Get into it.
Harrison Boone from last season
Unmarriable.
says that you are an
I wasn't
unmarriable.
specifically targeted, but I was offended on behalf of the girls, so I had to chime in.
So there was Lyndall, Bronte, obviously because she was matched with him originally, Sandy, Alyssa, and then randomly involved someone that wasn't even a part of MAFS.
Abby Chatfield.
What the fuck?
Just throwing shots.
And then because you shared that public post about it not being okay to be like
so
that.
how it came about, so I actually saw on Bronte's close friends and I was like, is this legit? I was like, please send this to me. I was like, I'm gonna say something to this.
Yeah.
Because I feel it's so hard because obviously Harrison's just a bit of a bully anyway and he just talks shit. So there's just that. But I think the stuff that he's saying is also very copy and paste. Like he has word for word said exactly what these fresh and fit motherfuckers are saying.
Wait, what's fresh and fit?
Good that you don't know. I'm glad you don't know who they are. American podcast, 2 guys, and it's like it's Andrew Tate-esque kind of sentiment.
Wow.
So it's very much like word for word. He goes, women are the gatekeepers of sex, men are the gatekeepers of marriage. So basically men control if you're going to be married or not, and women, the only control they have is basically offering sex. That is, and Harrison said similar things on his live. And so he's watched this and he's copied it and now he's saying, because he's very provocative. It gets
and I love how he gets all these stats. Like apparently women are only, I don't know, good between the ages of 18 and 25.
I don't know where
like
he's getting these stats on. As well, I looked it up. The average age that men get married is 32.
Yep.
And I think women is 30.
Yeah.
That's the average. So what? I don't know what stats you're pulling, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it just icks me out. Like anytime I see like a 35-year-old man date like anyone between the ages of 18 to 23, 24, it's sus to me.
Wow.
I don't
is that
like
how old
it.
his girlfriend is?
I don't know. I don't know about. It's very mysterious
She
about the
looks
girlfriend.
young because like they met up with like Tori and Jack, and like from that video she looked
Did
very young.
they?
Yeah. I can't believe you guys didn't see. Wait, like did you see that?
I've seen the picture. I've met her. She's lovely. She's the loveliest girl.
She looks so nice.
Yeah, I can't understand why what she kind of sees there. And I was trying to say the in the nicest way, but like, I don't.
Look, we've all been guilty of that. You know what I mean?
But yeah,
I'm trying to understand what she sees. Like you were so serious. Like
I was really trying to be nice about it. But I think she's lovely. And anytime I've met her, she's been great.
Aww.
So I just think the nature of the things he says is just very toxic. And it's just really like, it's just bullshit. Like, I just think that, especially the time we're living in, we're looking at stats of like women having children later in their lives. A lot of factors are at play. Like, financial factors, like, women actually wanting to have a career, women wanting to do their own thing. You can't have a baby and do that. And I think there's men like Harrison have this expectation that women will just stop their life. They will do everything. But then there's that expectation to support them, but they're not, because they need to come to the table with things and they can't just mooch off them. So it's really confusing.
Seriously.
Yeah, I think and you know what I find when he talks about this whole like any high value man that I've dated, I've been on, none of this shit comes out of their mouth.
Yes.
They are not worried about money. They're not about what you bring to the table.
Yes.
That is not even in their thoughts.
Exactly.
So I don't think there's the same I don't think the high value men and what they're equivalating to that is very different than what actual high value men do feel about this topic, because they're not the ones commenting on it. So actually, like, don't talk about a problem you don't have, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
I agree. But a man in his true masculine energy will not expect the woman to bring anything to the table, because he knows inherently that his job is to protect and to provide. So why would someone that's like that expect anything from a woman?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's just, it's a lot. And there's so many factors like in that discussion that I think it's just exhausting to even get to. Like, you could talk about it for hours.
My thing is just like, why now? Why dude?
Why
aren't you meant to be happy with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Like, why? You got mad that Bronte came on our podcast and you were like, get over it, stop talking about me. Here you are. And now you're dragging other women into it too. And even other women like Abby Chatfield, who wasn't even a part of the MAFS franchise.
Why is she got to do with it? But I think it's just, and you know what? Abby's a great example, because you look at her career. She ain't got time to be dealing with these annoying men. Yeah. She's physically not got time, and she's doing amazing for herself. And I think such an easy target for him to be like unmarriable, It's like, arguably she would be she's a great person. Yeah. But you get these men that would be intimidated by someone like her, and then they're going to try and shut it down. They're going to try and bring her down, try and say all these things when it's like, you would never have a chance with her anyway, bro. Like, come on.
I said, so therefore you're unmarriable. Wow. Now, you know what though? Like, it's just, and even like with with his girlfriend as well too. I don't know how I would feel like standing next to someone that talks about other women like that. Yeah. And which was a lot of people's problem with Jack and Tori, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's actually inexcusable behavior. But, as you said, he is just a bully. Yeah. Like, he just gives that through and through. And I think now people should just know that he's just full of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had hope for Harrison at first, because it was like, I don't know, he was kind of like, if you hear our Back to Reality intro, this is my last MAFS podcast.
Last time we're talking about it.
And he made it such a big deal that he wasn't there for the clout. He just wants to find a relationship which he has, and he wants to focus on that. That's why he doesn't want any of this media attention. And now all of a sudden,
he started it.
Yes.
He, on a random day, posted on his stories, started being mean. And what did he think was going to happen?
I know.
Like...
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's getting exactly what he wanted. Yeah. Right? He just wants people to talk about him. It sounds like
it's happening.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Oh, my God.
I'm out of breath.
What? Yeah. What's that? Harrison. Fuck that. What a way to finish it, man.
I know.
But before we go, I was going to ask about your podcast real quick.
Yes.
Because we haven't really touched on that.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the podcast? Let's go.
Chhaur with Tahnee Cook. I've been really focusing on the podcast more recently. It's just, you guys know it's a full-time job. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. I love just meeting interesting people, having them on and just having a chat, Like, I have loved that, and I've always wanted to have my own platform to kind of to do that. So I'm so happy that I have that, and I can kind of, bring on reality people to beauty founders to whatever it is. And I think I want to just keep doing that and keep doing my thing and just have fun conversations. I don't know. I kind of just started it being like, I just want to just chat. So I want to chat shit and hope people listen.
Absolutely.
So I feel like now they're listening.
Now it feels like a bit of a job, huh?
Now I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
who we got on?
That's what's up. Nah, man, girl, and we're
I'm
so
here
proud
for
of
it.
you, man.
And you
know
can
what I mean?
listen to it anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Wherever you
what's
get
up.
your podcasts.
Hey, that's all I.
I still have my chuffed cap that you sent me. the pink
I need to
one.
get one for you.
Yeah, girl, what the hell?
I got
Of
one for you.
course.
Don't worry, next time.
Yeah, we should have been wearing them today, right now, right here.
I should have worn mine.
Come on now.
I'll wear mine tomorrow.
Yeah.
But honestly, girl, like super, super proud of you, man. Like I think
Thank
you know, people that go on TV and come out and are still in this space, probably don't get the recognition that they deserve because this is a fucking hard
hustle.
industry,
Yes.
man. It's a hustle, you know what I mean? And even like you, like pursuing this full time, like is a big commitment.
Yeah, it's a
You know what I
risk,
mean?
yeah.
And not many people really see that because they just kind of see, okay, fine, TV, now they got their thing. No, like you have to go and work probably harder than 9 to 5 because you just have to show up and then you get paid. But like movement for us doesn't mean shit. There needs to be progress and intention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like seeing you do what you do, man, is
It's incredible
inspirational.
and so inspiring to see
100%.
another person of color.
Come on.
Woo!
POC. I learned that not too long ago.
I was like, Taku, how the hell are you not knowing?
I had so many messages, man.
No,
Oh,
seriously.
like, you are
Cancelled.
disappointed in you.
Cancelled.
Guys, on that note, man, I learned a few things today and I'm a POC. Thanks so much for listening. We really appreciate you. Tahnee, thanks so much
Thank
for
you
making the
so
time,
much,
girl.
Thank you for
Tahnee. We
having me.
loved having you, and hopefully this won't be the last.
I know, absolutely. Thanks so much, guys, for listening. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Hi.
Reality